He goes in motion, handed off Anderson, looked for a hole inside, went outside, it turned the corner, and Anderson got it one down. Here's Anderson again into the secondary. He breaks the tackle at the 40, at the 30, at the 20. Greg Anderson.
Welcome to the Valley Channel High School Game of the Week, sponsored by Cache Valley Bank. Our business is you. Schaefer Bakery. Quality is our main ingredient. Bear Welding. Secure and beautify with ornamental iron work. Blacker Furniture. Home of the soft sell. And Al's Sporting Goods. We don't want everybody's business, just yours.
At Schaefer Bakeries, we have more than 35 years experience in wedding cake design. Whether you're looking for the traditional or uniquely personalized, our wedding cake specialist can help you design a cake that will fit your style and budget. Custom designs can be created from photographs, drawings, or just an idea. Bring in a small swatch of material or ribbon, and we'll even match your wedding colors. Flowers can be added to any wedding cake. You can choose from icing, silk, or even real flowers. We also have a water fountain you can include to enhance the beauty of your cake. When you select our optional delivery service, you can be sure your cake will arrive safely and on time. Whether your order is large or small, simple or complex, you'll receive the personal attention you deserve when ordering your wedding cake from Schaefer Bakeries. As a full-service bakery, we also offer a wide range of refreshments including eclairs, petit fours, sheet cakes, and nuts. Come see us today.
Secure and beautify your home or business with ornamental ironwork from Bear Welding. Choose from railings and fences, ornamental columns and security doors, step and stairway railings, gates, and custom designed work built to fit any situation or need. Call Bear Welding today for your free estimate. Our years of experience will give you quality and beauty to be proud of. Bear Welding in Providence.
Don't be a dummy. Spend time doing what you enjoy. Instead of working on your car, let Jensen's do a free electrical test on your car so you can be ready for the big hunt. For the repair on your truck, car, boat, or farm equipment, bring it to Jensen's on Airport Road.
I should have gone to Jensen's. Jensen Alternator. We serve you the best.
Lynn's Audio and Video has been taking care of Cache Valley's home and automotive electronic needs for 35 years now. And they're ready to treat you to a sales event like no other. Take advantage of store-wide savings in every department. Lynn's will be giving away a prize every day for 35 days to celebrate this, the biggest sales event ever. Sign up to win an Alpine car stereo, a Yamaha receiver, an Onkyo CD player, and many, many more prizes. We repeat, everything is marked down. Hurry into Lynn's Audio and Video during our 35-year anniversary sale going on now.
Guards, number 69, Rick Sampson. The other guard is number 57, David Miller.
Good evening, everybody, and we welcome you to the Valley Channel Game of the Week, along with our broadcast on KVNU. I'm Al Lewis with Mike Hansen. All you have to do is look at the region standings. Mountain Crest 4-1, Logan at 3-1, Skyview at 3-1, and you can see how important this game is because the Mustangs have a bye tonight, and the winner of this one gets into a tie for the region. And it's also, again, a Valley game, so there's the Valley Championship on the line. And Mike Hansen, it has all the ingredients of being a heck of a football game, and maybe the weather with the rain is going to neutralize and make it an equalizer, and it could be just anybody's contest.
Well, whenever Logan and Skyview get together, regardless of their records, regardless of what they've done before, it's always an exciting game. The teams really rise up to the challenge, whatever that might be, and the emotions are there. You always get an outstanding crowd, and they're exciting ball games, and we're excited for this one.
They're introducing the lineups. Let's go through Skyview's defense tonight. They'll be on the field first. Their defensive end, a good one, Jimmy Rowe. Watch for him. 6 feet, 200-pound senior. Danny Ward, the other defensive end, at 6'1", 220, a senior. Defensive tackles are Ryan Clark at 5'11", 180, a senior, and Jason Moore at 6 feet, 200 pounds, and a senior. Inside linebackers, Jared Bagley, 6'1", 180, a senior, and Chris Philamahala, 6'1", 180, a senior. Outside linebackers, Jake Hall, 6'1", 175, a junior, and Danny Sundstrom, 6'1", 175, a senior. The cornerbacks are Nick Wheeler, 5'11", 155, a junior, and Matt Mitchell, 6'2", 170, a senior. And Cody Stokes, the safety, 5'6", 140, a senior, and he kicks off. Back deep for Logan, far side of the field, Thornley. Near side is Mike Anderson. He likes to kick the ball deep to a corner, and he's a very, very good kicker. He's a soccer-style kicker. He's a soccer player besides a football kicker, and he does a very good job for Skyview. We'll see a lot of Cody Stokes tonight. They're looking for him to maybe try to break a big run on, and he's the guy who returned the missed field goal against Box Elder for the touchdown right before half that was much talked about. There's his high end-over-end kick. It's not as deep as he hoped. Anderson gets it at the 15-yard line. He's back to the 20 and slips. So immediately we see the turf, as we will throughout the night. He is across the 25-yard line where he slipped. It looks like about the 26-yard line, 27. They'll call it the 27-yard line. So it's a 12-yard run back by Mike Anderson, and Logan will have it 1st and 10 at the 27. Their quarterback is sophomore Jared Johnson, 6'1", 165. At running back, Tony Guerrero, the fullback. Tony is a 5'9", 180 senior, and the tailback is Mike Anderson, who just returned that last kick, 5'11", 170, a sophomore. Scott Larson is split to this side. The tight end, Rick Hansen, in motion, and it's Mike Anderson off right tackle. Big hole to the outside, 35-40 down the middle, and finally he's grabbed by one of the secondary players. It was Mark Jensen who made the tackle for Skyview, and Jensen saved it. At the 48-yard line, they'll mark it at the 49-yard line. That's a 22-yard run on the tough footing of turf. That's a great run. Let me go through the rest of the Logan starters on the line. Dave Peacock at one tackle. The other tackle is Danny Holmes, who had a great game against Mountain Crest. The guards are Dave Beathers, one of the captains, Rick Sampson, the other guard, and the center is Ryan Mang. So Grizzlies get 1st and 10 on their first play of the game, and they're at their own 49, just getting started here at Crimson Field. They go to a tight slot to this side with Nate Dunn in now the slot. In motion goes Guerrero to the far side of the field. About 7 yards back is Anderson. He gets the pitch, sweeps to the right side, and he's in front of the Skyview bench. He breaks off a tackle and fights near a first down. He might have it. He got popped pretty hard a couple of times, and finally for Skyview, the tackle over on the far side was made by, I don't have a number 25 who seemed to make the tackle. Oh, it's 75. I'm sorry. It was Danny Ward who made the tackle. And it will be enough for a first down to the Skyview 41-yard line. So that's a 10-yard run. Mike Anderson doing pretty well, Mike Hansen.
Well, last week, Mike Anderson really opened up the Logan offense by running some pitch plays and getting to the outside. Now tonight, Perry's not really going with the pitch where Anderson really has to cut upfield. What he's doing is when he gets the ball to Anderson, Anderson's running just kind of off tackle. And now we have a timeout on the field, but it makes Anderson so he doesn't have to make a quick cut on this tough surface. And they've worked 2 plays in a row to the right side with Tony Guerrero lead blocking, and they've worked both plays.
Right now they're talking to the Skyview coaching staff on the far side. I think they're going to have to come over and talk to the Logan coaching staff. You know, I was surprised that they indicated it was a first down as fast as they did. Maybe that's what they're talking about, is maybe it wasn't a first down where the ball actually ended up, and that's what Doug Snow looks like he's talking about.
I think the...
and maybe Skyview's lost their phones. That could be it, too.
Yeah, Perry Christensen taking his headset off. They're calling the guys from upstairs to come down on the field to help them with some of their play selection and scouting.
Skyview's phones don't work, so if one team's phones don't work, neither team gets to have the press box phones or coach's phones. 10:40 to go. Logan does have 2 first downs, so it wasn't a problem with the placement of the ball. Rick Hansen goes in motion on this 3rd play for Logan. A little delay. Arash Malik gets the carry. He only gets 1 yard. He was ready for that play. Tracking down real fast was Jake Hall, one of the linebackers, to make the play. 1-yard run for Arash Malik, who's really been slowed down since that ankle, and he was running very well when that ankle was hurt earlier.
Well, he's averaging about 4.8 yards a carry. He's rushed the ball 61 times this year for 295 yards, so he can get the job done, but you're right. He did injure an ankle earlier in the year, and he's kind of been up and down since then. He keeps re-injuring a little bit, but it's good to give Mike Anderson a spell there when Anderson's run the ball a couple times.
Our cellular broadcast tonight from Rocky Mountain Cellular. Ryan Thompson goes in motion, almost falls down on 2nd and 9. Here's Jared Johnson handing it off to Tony Guerrero. He slips and slides, and his knee did touch before he made the cut. Standing and waiting for him was Ward and Philamahala, but Guerrero goes down, and it looks like it will be about a yard loss on the play. It looks like where the outside guy's standing to place the ball. So I think it's a loss of about a yard, back to the 41-yard line. So let's give Tony a -1. You know, Tony now, if he gets 14 yards rushing tonight, Logan, for the first time ever under Perry Christensen as a coach, will have 4 rushers with more than 200 yards in a season.
Well, that's great. And then what that says is Logan has depth at the running back position. When somebody gets hurt,
it also means Mark Thornley's into the game, and I think about him, how great he could run from the quarterback spot a couple of times, and now he's going to be actually the fullback on this play. 3rd down and about 9 or 10 for Logan at the 41. No score. Here's Jared Johnson short dropping. He looks left, he looks right, he scrambles, he's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. And he was really being rushed. Skyview got great pressure from Ryan Clark and also from Jake Hall. And really, Johnson did a pretty good job of just getting rid of the ball. An incomplete pass. You know, last week, Jared started off, I think he missed his first 4 against Mountain Crest, or first 5, and then he hit on about his next 4.
He's passing about 41% for the year for about 208 yards. He has thrown 1 interception. He has not yet thrown a touchdown pass, but that last play, really nowhere for him to go. It's good defensive pressure by Skyview.
Now it's back deep, far side of the field, Stokes. Near side is Larson. The punter is done, and it's Larson who will take the punt way back at about the 5-yard line. He's trying to go to the far side of the field. He is hit, and he goes down. He's a sophomore, and he's got it out near the 15-yard line. We'll have to wait and see where they mark it in relation to the yard boxes on the far side of the field. Again, with no lines and wet turf, it's tough to place the ball for you real carefully and closely. Looks like it'll be about the 23-yard or 13-yard line where they'll put it. So let's give him a run back of 9 yards from where he caught the punt. And that was a 36-yard punt by Dunn.
And Doug Snow does have some new wrinkles in for this Skyview offense to kind of confuse Perry Christensen.
So a 36-yard punt, 9-yard return. Quarterback again is Ryan Robertson. He pitches the ball to Stokes, and Stokes is going to try to throw a pass on first down. He breaks off a tackle. Now he runs, and he's hit and dropped. They were going to try to halfback pass on first down. He had 2 long receivers running down the field. One was the tight end Bagley. He also had the outside receiver Erickson, but he couldn't get the ball off, and he was tackled for a loss back at the 9-yard line. So that's a 4-yard loss for Stokes. 2nd down, 14.
Skyview coming out of a no huddle.
Now Robertson's calling the plays at the line of scrimmage. He's only got Phil Mahala as a running back. And he gives it off to Chris, the big guy up through the middle, and he lowers his head across the, it looks like about the 15-yard line when Tony Guerrero made the play. On that last play, it looked like that Sampson and Peacock kind of hemmed him in. Skyview again going with no huddle. It is to the 15, a 6-yard run, 3rd down and 9 for the Bobcats. Got Erickson to this side. No, Erickson's in a slot on that side. Griffin's on this side. 3 wide receivers to the left, the only running back, Philip Mahala. And here's Robertson back on 3rd down. He looks left side. He throws it left side. He's got a man. The defender bunch had fallen down, and it's a 1st down for Skyview. Simple little pass, but on tough conditions, when the receiver knows where he's going and the other guy doesn't, it's easier for him. Mark Jensen made the catch, and Jensen got it out to the 29-yard line, it looks like. That'll be a 14-yard pass play and a 1st down for Skyview on the 3rd down.
Well, that's one of their favorite pass plays. It's called a Z-hitch, where the receiver just goes out and just makes a quick turn back to the quarterback, and Bunch, backing up on this mud, just slipped down, and that opened up the pass play.
Timeout Skyview. We're going to take a break with 7:04 to play first quarter. No score yet, and we're back after this timeout.
Ah, leisure time. You know, there's nothing like getting where you want to go. That's why Jack's Tire and Oil have always sold Michelin. I guess our quality product and honest service has kept us in northern Utah for over 40 years. Since my son and his boys have taken over the business, I've got lots of leisure time. That's why I take my Michelins wherever I go.
I would recommend Bridgerland Applied Technology Center to anyone who is interested in finding a job. The training is excellent, the job placement is high, and we've got something here for everybody.
Whether you're still in high school or would like to learn a new skill, the BATC is the place you've been looking for. With 12 full-time, 19 high school, and hundreds of individualized open entry, open exit programs to pick from. The BATC is the answer for your future. The BATC, employment through training.
Comes back real quickly. And they throw the pass to Griffin, and Griffin makes the catch at the 41-yard line. So that's a 12-yard pass play to Griffin and another first down. Timeout, they go quickly and get 12 yards. Clock running, 6:47 left first quarter, no score. Trips receivers to the right. Robertson back, runs the draw to Filamahala. He stumbles through the line. A great tackle from behind by Sampson, but not before. Filamahala rambled up through the middle across the 45 to about the 48-yard line. That's a 7-yard run, and the boys, the draw play killed Logan this year.
Skyview running in and out players, and again, they come out with the no huddle. Doug Snow knew that Stu Howell and Perry were familiar with his offense, so he threw in the no huddle wrinkle for this week and running some special plays.
Now Filamahala runs for the first down. He's across the 50. He's down to the Logan 47-yard line for a 1st and 10 on a 5-yard run. So Skyview has 3 first downs in the drive. Tackle made by Aaron Bracken. Logan's defense is Bracken, Holmes, Peacock, and Sampson up front. Guerrero and Bunch outside. McLeod and James inside. Sedgwick and Saunders on the corners, and Thornley at safety. Skyview's interior line is Christensen, Ward, Mon, Labrum, and Moore. They're going double tight end right now, and 2 wide receivers and 1 running back. Here's a fake pass by Robertson. And then he throws underneath incomplete. He tried to throw to Griffin. Good coverage by Bunch right in front of him. Did a little fake pump long and then tried to throw short.
This field's very hard for Robinson and the other quarterback Johnson to really set up and do anything. If they get in a scramble situation, it's hard for them to get out of the pocket. I think if they're going to get away from the pocket, it has to be some sort of a planned rollout, but be careful on the footing, because if you touch a knee in your own defensive or offensive backfield, that's a big loss.
They actually gained a yard on that play where they snapped it. Here's Robertson out of the backfield. It's caught by Filamahala, and he's got a first down. Nice play by Chris coming out of the backfield, little safety valve. Mark James made the tackle, but the Bobcats are now down to the 30-yard line of Logan. That's a 17-yard pass play to Filamahala, 4th first down of the drive, and Skyview still moving towards the south end here at Crimson Field with their no-huddle working great. Just outside the 30, 1st and 10 Cats. Again, both teams tied in the region at 3-1 coming in. Here's Filamahala inside, and he gets a little bit, about 2 or 3 yards on the left side of the line. The tackle made by a Grizzly, I still can't pick it up. There it is. Danny Holmes made the tackle. And the run for Filamahala only 2 yards to the 28-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Skyview now runs Stokes into the game. He comes as a trips receiver along with Erickson and Jensen to this side, so Griffin must be to the other side. Filamahala the only running back. Robertson faked the pitch and then runs a delayed draw into the line to Filamahala, and pretty good reaction by Sampson not to take the fake. They stayed at home along with Peacock to make the tackle, and there's Holmes also getting up. Filamahala gets 1 more yard to the 27. Here's a big, now 3rd and about 7 for Skyview at the Logan 27.
Stu Howell yelling instructions to his defensive backs on what they need to do on the formation that Skyview comes out in. You have man-to-man coverage, and then Thornley, the safety, has to keep an eye on Filamahala out of the backfield.
Here's 3rd and 7. And here's Robertson rolling out to the right side. He's a left-hand thrower. He throws, and it's caught. The officials no, now they're saying it's trapped, incomplete. I thought from here that Griffin may have caught it, but immediately the Logan bench said no, and the back judge on the play said no. It's 4th down. Skyview's in 4-down territory, I'd have to think. It's 4th down and about 7 at the Logan 27-yard line, so they'll go for this one, I would have to think, and they're going to go back to the no-huddle.
It's really tough for these Logan defensive backs to make their moves on man-to-man coverage. The receiver knows his pattern. He knows where he's going. The defensive back has to try to make the cut on the field and try to keep with him, so you see defensive backs falling down a lot.
Sundstrom now in as one of the receivers. Here's Filamahala on the draw, and Logan's got it stopped, and it was Rick Sampson who made the play. So Skyview decided to go to what's really been bothering Logan the last 2 weeks, and Logan stops the draw play. No gain on the play. Ball will be going over to Logan at the 27-yard line. That was a no-huddle 12-play drive that stops at the 27.
And Sampson and some of the other offensive linemen that go both ways for the Grizzlies are grateful they get to take a huddle and at least get a little bit of a rest.
I don't know how much rest that is. Clock running, 4:14 left. No score. Skyview and Logan. Logan has the ball for the 2nd time. A couple big runs by Mike Anderson the first time they had it. He takes this one on the left side. Got a hole. Break a tackle. Come to the outside. And he's tripped up. Wheeler made the tackle as Anderson was trying to get to the outside, and boy, I'll tell you, this sophomore's really started to roll the last couple of weeks. That's up to the 44-yard line. That's a 17-yard run by Mike Anderson, and another Logan 1st and 10.
Well, last week he had a big game against the Mountain Crest Mustangs.
Had about 100 yards?
Really open. Yeah, about 96, I believe, or so, and then he ran a great game that opened up the ball game and the offense for the Grizzlies.
Now Logan back on offense. First down, 44-yard line. I formation now behind Johnson. He'll go off tackle right to Anderson, and this time the Skyview trips him up fast before he could get ahead of steam going. Nice play made by Skyview's Bert Christensen, I think it was. No, that's number 61, and I don't have a number 61 on my roster. Could be Labrum, I guess, maybe a lineman or an extra defensive lineman or linebacker in there.
Did say.
Oh, that could be Travis Spreet. I don't have a number for him, and they said he was going to play some, so I think it was Travis Spreet. I'll give him credit for the tackle. The run by Anderson is 2 yards to the 46, 2nd and 8.
Anderson 51 yards on 4 carries so far tonight.
And there's Rowe anticipating the snap count. Johnson had been going pretty fast. This time he delayed it, and it's a 5-yard penalty. Our first penalty of the night right there. Boy, did we see a bundle of delays and encroachments last Friday night.
Well, and I had talked with friends that live here in Logan and watched that Mountain Crest Logan game on the Valley Channel, and they said, what was the deal with Logan and all their delayed penalties?
Perry took credit for most of them after the game. He said it was my fault.
Yeah, and that's what I tried to explain, but they just were so surprised at how many delay penalties there were.
Now Logan has a second down and a yard and a half or so, just across the 50. Here's Johnson heading off to Guerrero, coming to this outside, and Guerrero's got the Logan first down to about the Skyview 45-yard line. They ran right at Rowe, and Rowe made the tackle. I got a feeling later on we'll have a tough time identifying who anybody is because of all the mud tonight. Also, it was Bagley in on the tackle on Tony Guerrero. Guerrero gets the first down run to the 45-yard line. So that's a 4-yard run by Tony in 1st and 10.
2:31 and the clock running here in the first quarter. Again, there's no score, and on that last play, it was Mike Anderson on the lead block that sealed off the defensive end and allowed Guerrero to get the first down.
Turnaround fair play, because a lot of times he does that for Tony, or Tony does that for him. Invest in you and your future. The USU Community Credit Union, one of our game sponsors. Thompson in motion. Mike Anderson the handoff. Trying to get through the line. This time Skyview's got him stood up, but they still can't get him down. He finally does go down just shy of the 40. And it was that Spreet, I believe it was, who gets out of the bottom of the stack to make the tackle. It's a run to the 41-yard line, about 4 yards on, well, actually 3 yards on the play. They'll mark it at the 42. So a 3-yard run by Mike Anderson. A minute and 45 left, first quarter. No score. Skyview had a no-huddle offense that started the ball from their own 13 and got to the Logan 27 and then couldn't convert the 4th down. Logan has it now for the second time. Slot left. Offset eye. Guerrero is ahead of Anderson. Johnson gets the snap from Meng. Pitch out. Good catch by Anderson. Turn the left corner. Sprint. Hurdle over man down the sideline. Got one man to beat. Makes a turn to the outside, and he fumbled the ball forward. And it was recovered by Skyview. I think Jensen recovered the ball before it went out of bounds. Yes. Jensen has it at the 6-yard line. Anderson had made a great run down the sidelines and just fumbled it. So that's a 36-yard run and a fumble recovered by Skyview at the 6, and I don't know if that was really much of a hit fumble, more than it just looked like he just lost the ball.
Just on the way down, he just kind of squirted out. Now, looking at Anderson's right side, you know, he's been taking some hits and getting up there in the mud, and you get the ball rubbing against your jersey and getting mud on it. You just lost the handle after the tackle was made. And Skyview fortunate to get the recovery.
Mark Jensen recovered for Skyview. Here's a quick little hitter, and it might have been Stokes. We'll have to wait and see after they unstacked the pile there, and he took it from the 6 out to about the 8 or 9 yard line. And it was McLeod who made the tackle, and it was Stokes, the ball carrier, and he got it to the 10. So Stokes with 4. Second down and 6, clock running at 40 seconds left, first quarter. Boy, this one could really move fast if Skyview continues with the no huddle.
Now Skyview is huddling up on this second series of downs. That first series was orchestrated, of course, before the game and to what they thought would work against the Grizzly defense on the first drive.
And it worked for the most part. Long count by Robertson, a little counter in the backfield, and it's Stokes looking for room, and Holmes has him. But I'll tell you, this little guy might not be very big at 5'6", 140, but he's tough. and he carries it out to about the 13-yard line, so it's 3 more yards for Stokes. 3rd down and 3 coming up. We're also brought to you tonight by Palmer's. Again, Palmer's, it's a pretty nice place. That's the end of the first quarter of play. We'll come back to the Crimson Field for more. We take a timeout at the end of 1 quarter with no scores, Skyview and Logan.
By the time you're hungry enough for lunch at taco time, we've already put in a hard day's work. While the other guys are sound asleep, never dreaming of going to so much trouble. We're wide awake and starting fresh. At taco time, we've got people to take care of. Be one of them. Get a soft taco for only 99 cents for a limited time at participating Taco Time restaurants.
We make it fresh every day. Taco Time.
Hey, I thought you were a Honda for life guy, huh? What happened?
Well, this happened.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I love the way it drives. The handling, the control. It just feels really connected to the road. Even has anti-lock brakes standard.
Oh, come on, what? You can't get ABS in the Accord, huh?
Oh, yeah. For about 4,000 more.
So what is this?
The new Grand Am. It's a Pontiac.
Grizzlies had 94 yards of offense all on the ground, and Skyview had 67 yards, 43 of it through the air. Skyview has a 3rd down and 3 play here. Ball is at the 13-yard line, their own 13 after they've recovered a fumble. Here's the play-action bootleg by Robertson. The pass wide open is Filamahala right here in front of the Logan bench, and they finally take him down. He actually had faked earlier to Filamahala, then he went to Stokes on the fake, and finally Saunders made the tackle way out at about the 36-yard line. Looks like the 35 is where they're going to mark it. That's a 22-yard pass play on 3rd down to Filamahala for a 1st down.
Well, how Robertson and Filamahala play, of course, is how the Skyview offense works, and so far tonight they're having very good ball games.
2 out of 3 on 3rd down, Skyview is now tonight. Here's a handoff to Chris. Our pregame guest, Mike Anderson, almost didn't get him there. Nielsen had him around the knees. Finally, it took James and McLeod to finish him off. A 9-yard run by Filamahala out to the 44-yard line.
Now Skyview again in the no huddle.
A yard. Trips receivers to the left, or to the right make it. 1 receiver to the left. That's, I believe, Griffin. Filamahala gets the count and the call, and Chris has a 1st down. Just barely. Looked like he was going to have more running room than he got. Peacock made the tackle along with Sampson. Can you imagine a lot of these guys going both ways like you're talking about, and they continue to pound right at him? They don't get much of a break. That's a 2-yard run, 1st down.
Well, Stu Howell is doing everything he can to keep any substitutes right next to him and sends him in immediately after the play, and he's been pretty good at it so far to get a couple of those guys a rest.
Robertson's taken a little time in between, calling the plays out, using a color and numbered system. Here's Robertson looking in the pocket, not really pressured. Now he runs to the outside. Now he fakes the throw at the last minute, breaks the tackle, and gets right into the mud bowl right in front of the Logan bench. He's ripped out of bounds by the Grizzly, and I can't even tell who that was now. The Logan guy comes out of the mud puddle with...
I think it was Sampson.
It looks like Sampson going back. Robertson with a nice nifty run, though. He takes it to the Logan 46-yard line, 47-yard line. That's a 7-yard run. It'll be 2nd down and 3. So a 7-yard run by Ryan Robertson. Nice little fake by him to gain an extra maybe 4 or 5 yards with a little fake pump pass.
Mike Nielsen actually had a good shot at it in about the 50 or 45-yard line of Skyview and just didn't wrap up.
Now Robertson again goes to Filamahala, left-hand side. Geist hold for him. Nielsen filled it but got run over. Nielsen helps make the tackle, and also McLeod, but it's a Skyview 1st down, 1st and 10 Bobcats. Going to be down near the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it right on the 40. That's a 7-yard run by Filamahala. Wow, this no huddle, they're showing a little power. Again, Filamahala might be getting a little tired too, but that Skyview line's doing a great job. Again, up front, Bert Christensen, Danny Ward, Shane Mon, Brad Labrum, and Jason Moore. They don't substitute much up there. 1st down play at the 40. 10:21 to go, 2nd quarter. No score. Filamahala on the right side. He's still alive and finally tackled. He kept squirting through. I think a bunch of Grizzlies like Sampson and McLeod thought they had him earlier. Finally, Guerrero made the tackle 5 yards downfield. 5-yard run.
Squirting is a good way to put that. How muddy he is. It's gonna be hard to wrap up. It's get kind of slick there on the jerseys and on the pants, and so you really have to be sure of your tackles in this kind of situation.
Second down and 5 play here. Again, trips receivers to the right. Robertson's going to roll out to the right. The left-hander stops, plants, throws, and it's caught. Logan given a lot of room, and that's a first down catch. He did fumble the ball. Griffin fumbled it. Are they going to say that he was down?
I think Skyview came up with the fumble. I think he really did fumble.
I think Erickson recovered the fumble after Griffin had made the catch. So Griffin with the catch, but Erickson with the save there. And they mark it at about the 20. Looks like it's going to be right on the 20. That's a 15-yard pass play to Griffin, a fumble that was recovered by Skyview. So now Skyview with their deepest penetration of the night. 9:40 left, our cellular broadcast here in the second quarter from Rocky Mountain Cellular and U.S. West Cellular. Al Lewis, Mike Hansen on KBNU Logan. Skyview going towards the north now. Here's Robertson to Philamahala, and this time Logan wouldn't let him get away, although I'll tell you, Chris Spott for some yardage. He got grabbed by Danny Holmes, who didn't want to let him go. No, it was Joel Berglund who made the play for Logan, and then finally Bunch helped make the final tackle. That is a 1-yard run by Philamahala to the 19. Second down, 9.
Skyview's going to run about twice as many offensive plays as the Grizzlies tonight if they keep this kind of no-huddle offense going throughout the entire ball game.
Well, if it keeps working, huh? Double tight ends. Here's back to pass Robertson, straight drop back. A lot of time. The ball's knocked down by Berglund and almost intercepted by somebody laying on the ground. Peacock. Boy, I'll tell you, Robertson's getting a lot of time, though, and that's one thing the ground conditions tonight have negated the pass rush.
Yeah, the only way you're really going to get good pressure is if you bring a linebacker or two up the middle, because the defensive lineman can't really get the good footing to push off
to get started
and try to do moves and other things that they try to use to get past the offensive line. The offensive line just standing their ground and doing a great job of protecting Robertson so far tonight. Stu Howell's going to have to come out with maybe a strong safety blitz or bringing in one of the inside linebackers to try to put some pressure on Robertson.
Well, they huddle this time. They go to a slot left. Third down, 9. Robertson faking, bootleg, roll out and slips and falls down, and he was wide open. Although Bunch was kind of doing a good job of cutting off his left side, but that goes as a sack, even though Robertson wasn't really sacked by anybody. Back at the 25-yard line, he lost 6 yards on the play. It'll be fourth down.
They're going to take a timeout here.
Timeout Skyview, so let's take it. With 8:37 to play second quarter, we'll be back, and still goose eggs on the board, Bobcats and Grizzlies.
At Schaefer Bakeries, we have more than 35 years' experience in wedding cake design. Whether you're looking for the traditional or uniquely personalized, our wedding cake specialists can help you design a cake that will fit your style and budget. Custom designs can be created from photographs, drawings, or just an idea. Bring in a small swatch of material or ribbon, and we'll even match your wedding colors. Flowers can be added to any wedding cake. You can choose from icing, silk, or even real flowers. We also have a water fountain you can include to enhance the beauty of your cake. When you select our optional delivery service, you can be sure your cake will arrive safely and on time. Whether your order is large or small, simple or complex, you'll receive the personal attention you deserve when ordering your wedding cake from Schaefer Bakeries. As a full-service bakery, we also offer a wide range of including eclairs, petit fours, sheet cakes, and nuts. Come see us today.
Down a high snap, they get it down. Stokes kicks it. It's on the way, but it's short. It looked like it had the line, but it was short. And I'll tell you, that's got to be tough and under these conditions to kick it as well as he even did there, 41-yard try.
Well, anywhere between the 30s on this field is very, very muddy, and he did a good job of planting his left foot and getting the kick through there, and just about 3 or 4 yards short of the crossbar.
Again, in high school football, no matter what, the ball goes back to the 20-yard line, so you can try a field goal anywhere as long as it gets to the end zone. So a lot of teams will do that. No score. Skyview has had a 12-play drive and a 13-play drive that have come up with nothing on the board.
And Logan has yet, well, let's see, they did throw one pass attempt tonight.
That's it. They've tried one attempt. All right, Thompson goes out to the left side. Right side is Scott Larson. Logan's offense is back. In motion comes Rick Hansen. It's a handoff to Mike Anderson to the left side. Scoots by a Skyview tackler, and he runs into his own blocker. Besides the Skyview guy downfield, Wheeler, and finally the tackle was made. Really, Wheeler got in the way, and then trailing the play from behind was somebody else, and I think it was, again, we have a tough time with numbers, but it may have been Wade Karen chasing the play from behind who made the tackle. That's out to the 31-yard line, 11-yard run, first down.
Now Anderson is already over 100 yards. He has 7 carries for 101 yards so far in this first half.
8:12 to go in the half.
No reason for Perry to throw the ball if Anderson's running like that.
Logan again pitches to Mike. He has to make a tough catch. Coming outside with Guerrero's block. Splits between a couple of Skyview defenders and gets it out across the 35-yard line. Hall made the tackle along with Jensen. It's up to about the 35, 36 is where they're going to mark it. Gain of 5. Second down and 5. Let me mention Thornapple Valley Tri-Miller, the great name in pork products. And, of course, right here in Cache Valley with great Cache Valley people working for Thornapple Valley Tri-Miller, one of our club sponsors. Second quarter action here. No score. We're at Crimson Field. Logan has a second and long 5. Here's Johnson having trouble with the handoff, rolling out to the left side, trying to run for his life now, and he's hit and tackled from behind. A nice pursuit play made by the Skyview defender, running him down from behind. And having a tough time with numbers and things. It might have been Hall. I think it was Hall who ran him down from behind at the 6-yard line. No gain on the play. Third down and 5 for Logan.
That was a planned rollout to the left with the motion of the play looking like it was going to go to the right. And Johnson just couldn't get his footing once he had kind of bobbled the ball on the center snap. Now the ball's resting right in the mud, and so the center snap difficult, and that kind of cost him some time. And it was good pursuit out there by Jake Hall to bring him down.
Well, does Logan run on this 3rd and 5, or do they try to throw? Skyview's got a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage, and Johnson's going to try to throw the out. He throws! Dunn was the center receiver. The man covering him had fallen down, and Dunn drops the ball. Incomplete. 4th down. The defender on the play was Mitchell, and he had fallen down, and the pass went right off of Dunn's hands.
Dunn had to turn around, the ball thrown a little bit behind him, but still with both hands on the ball, he could have caught that, and he had clear sailing down the right sideline, but just unfortunately for the Grizzlies, he dropped the ball, and good break for Skyview.
He had an earlier 36-yard punt, and now back again Stokes to the near side, and Shane Larson, the sophomore, far side. So Skyview will get it back, and their offense has moved the ball. There's the snap back to Dunn. He takes a lot of time to kick it away, and it almost got blocked. Here's Larson making a diving catch at the 39-yard line of that low and not a very good punt by Dunn. That was only 25 yards, that punt there, and no return. So Skyview will have good field position with still a lot of time, 6:29 to play in the first half. We're also brought to you by Deseret Industries. Again, a friendly, federally approved sheltered workshop. And also brought to you by club sponsor Valley Metals, hometown people sponsoring our hometown teams. Again, with the game ball presentation at the Aggie game tomorrow. Skyview 1st and 10 at the 39. Flags down. The Bobcats weren't set. They ran that one a little too fast. Robertson hands off to Stokes, but they blew it dead before the play started. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty on the Bobcats.
I believe it's only our second penalty of the ball game, if I remember, and so this has been a pretty good game as far as the penalties go.
Again, the 2 tight ends they've been using tonight, we've been seeing a lot of Jared Bagley and Adam Olson in there together. They also use Jeremy Wynn some at tight end. They've been using double tight ends. They've used trips receivers. They've used one back. I mean, they've used a lot of formations with their no huddle. Here comes Erickson to this side. They do have double tight ends in right now and an I formation. 1st and 15, Skyview. No score. Erickson goes in motion to the far side. Long count by Robertson. He waits, delays, hands off to Stokes, looking on the right side, and Stokes picks up a yard or 2. Grizzly tackler there was Beathers to make the tackle. And Stokes' run, have to again wait till they place it on the far side, up to about the 37. He gained 3 yards on the play. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 12.
Just nowhere for Stokes to go off that right side. A little delayed action handoff in the backfield, and hoping that the Grizzly defensive pressure would get upfield and then get through them on the delay handoff. It was just good pressure there by the Grizzly defense to stop the play.
Now they are huddling. They go to double tight end. Stokes goes in motion. Here's Philamahala trying to get a little traction almost as the play was being snapped, and he gains a little bit of yardage. Bunch, Ames make the tackle. Let me mention also another one of our sponsors, Big O Tires, with their nationwide tire guarantee with over 400 stores to serve your needs. Big O, really your complete tire store. It's out to the 40, a 3-yard run. Skyview has 3rd down and 9. They're 2 for 4 on 3rd downs.
Well, Robertson so far tonight is 5 for 8 throwing the ball, and he's had some good success, and I look for Skyview to throw the ball here on the 3rd and long situation.
Logan's been obviously having to give some ground because of the footing. Little play action, bootleg roll out right side. He throws wide open as Mahala. He's going downfield. Can Thornley make the tackle? He does. I'll tell you, he was as wide open as could be. Mahala out of the backfield makes the catch. That play's worked very, very well tonight. Skyview has a 1st and 10 down at the Logan 34-yard line. So that's a 26-yard pass play, 1st down for Mahala.
Excuse me, it looked like Mark James was the defender that was responsible for Mahala as he comes through the line of scrimmage after the handoff, and then he breaks off to the left side into the flat area, and the inside linebacker, James, just couldn't get out there quick enough.
Again, a real tough night defending the pass, you can tell. Here's a handoff, Mahala, and Logan's got this and stop. Might have been Stokes that time. It was Stokes that got the handoff, I think, and it was Berglund who made the tackle along with Peacock. And Stokes actually, it looked like he lost about a half yard, but we'll say no gain. Ball still at the 34-yard line. 2nd and 10, 3:55 to go, no score. We're in the first half here at Crimson Field. Skyview and Logan again playing basically for the region title for both sides.
Both teams, doing everything they can given the adverse field conditions, and I think Skyview's offense is really showing that they're executing very well.
Yeah, just their ability to run some pass routes has made a little bit of a difference right now because they're starting to clamp down on the run. Here's a pitch to Stokes, trying to cut up field. That may be Danny Bright. We'll have to wait and see. And up the field it goes. I think it's Stokes, but again, Bright also is a smaller running back. But I think it was Stokes. Yeah, Stokes made the run. And he carries it up and down the field. Went sideways and then up the field quickly to about the 26 of Logan. An 8-yard run. It's 3rd down and 2.
Again, 2-down territory here for Doug Snow and the Skyview Bobcats. You got a 3rd and 2 situation.
3 minutes left.
Look for Mahala to get the ball on just kind of an up the field, or even the tailback Stokes who's in there on this play.
It's a fake to Mahala. Give to Stokes, and Logan's got it snowed under. Aaron Bracken, Tony Guerrero, and Rick Sampson. They're going to mark the ball run by Stokes a loss on the play. And they really helped out Logan with that spot because he was a little further downfield than that. It's now back to 4th down and 5, so he lost about 3 yards. 4th down and 5 for Skyview. Clock running, 2:23 left first half. Still no score. And the Bobcats go for another 4th down. This is the 7th play of this drive. Trips receivers to this side. Again, that one running back out of the backfield has been open. They need 5 yards. Let's see what they do here. Here's Robertson back. Got the time. Now he's hit as he throws. It's high. It's tipped and incomplete. And again, the rush of Dave Peacock. He got the legs of Ryan Robertson right as he threw to make it an incomplete pass.
Robertson had pretty good time to set up, and then just at the last moment, Peacock breaks through the offensive line right up the middle. The Grizzlies tipped the ball straight up in the air. There was a Bobcat receiver in the area, but he just couldn't get back to the ball. Well, you tip it straight up like that, anything can happen. You try to knock it down, of course, whenever you can, but Grizzlies, again, hold on a 4th down.
I think Logan's got all their timeouts. We have 2:02 to play here in the first half, and the Grizzlies started their own 29. Again, no score. I formation, Mike Anderson's been tough. He gets an off-tackle run this time, runs into a big bunch of people, and then gets nailed. Tell you, he tried to go kind of around the center position. He got bounced to the outside in a real hurry. And Skyview did a job. Hall was in there on the tackle. He's starting to get to be one of the muddiest Bobcats out there. Loss on the play for Mike Anderson back to the 26-yard line. He lost 3. It's 2nd and 13, 1:36 left in the half. Still no score.
Skyview really hasn't had to worry about the pass. Perry needs to throw some pass patterns into this offense to keep the Skyview defense honest.
Here's a sprint out by Johnson to throw. The catch by Rick Hansen. He's popped. He stays on his feet, and he's close to a Logan 1st down. That's a nice play by Rick Hansen because he knows he's going to get belted, and he really did get belted by Hall and by Bagley, but he kept his feet. And it's a 1st down to the 40-yard line. That's a 14-yard pass catch. 1st down, Rick Hansen. Clock still running.
That's the first completion of the night for Johnson. Now we have a timeout on the field.
Okay, we have a timeout, and we're going to take it right here with 1:19 to go in the half. Hold it. It's a bad spot of the ball is what it was. So now they got to move the chains on the far side.
Secure and beautify your home or business with ornamental ironwork from Bear Welding. Choose from railings and fences, ornamental columns and security doors, step and stairway railings, gates, and custom designed work built to fit any situation or need. Call Bear Welding today for your free estimate. Our years of experience will give you quality and beauty to be proud of. Bear Welding in Providence.
It's so big. It's time to give it away.
Deseret Industries prepares 30 tons of donated clothes each day for shipments to relief organizations worldwide.
Africa, Eastern Europe, the Caribbean, South America.
Or can we sustain that level of contributions? All the usable clothes we need are stuck in people's closets.
Folks will contribute. They just need a reason.
Like the parents of the seniors on our football team to make their way down to the track, please. We'd like to thank our sponsors tonight, KVNU, Palmer, Cache Valley Day.
So they're doing fast timeouts tonight.
Performance Tire for their support of Logan High football.
Now the Grizzlies have a second down play and 7 yards to go. Jared Johnson back stumbling, trying to throw. He throws long, and it's intercepted by Skyview, and he dropped it. He was trying to throw to Rick Hansen, who was open, but Jared Johnson just stumbling back to get position, threw it, and the Skyview man who almost made the interception might have been Wheeler, or it was Philemahal, I think, maybe. No, it's a defensive back. It's Mitchell who almost made the interception. Third down.
Now Thornley into the ball game. Now remember, he's the quarterback. You know, Perry could do almost anything with Thornley. You know, a pitch pass or something to get Thornley to the outside, or, you know, Perry's got to use him somehow in the offense.
He's got Thornley coming to this side of the field now, and they moved that around. And Thompson going to the other side. Thornley's up on the line, so he's the split end on this side. Third down. Johnson rolls out, throws the ball. Thornley, threw his hands incomplete. Nice play, though, by the Skyview outside linebacker Hall, who's had a great first half. He got his hand up in the face and knocked deflected the vision of Thornley for just a moment. Fourth down.
Logan trying to run the Ben Lomond special of the hook and ladder. They had Thornley ready to catch the ball, and he was looking up to pitch the ball, and he's upset because he knew that Mike Anderson coming out of the backfield would have had a big gain had he been able to pitch the ball to him after the reception. As it is, good defense by the Bobcats, and they'll get the ball back as there's 48 seconds to go here in the second quarter, still with no score.
Logan has to punt now on 4th down and 7 late in this first half. Good snap back to Dunn. This time he kicks it high, not deep. Falls downfield, takes kind of a side bounce, and Danny Holmes touches it, and thought maybe a Skyview player might have touched it after he did, but no. So it's down by Logan at about the 33-yard line, it looks like it'll be. So that punt is only 24 yards. So Skyview has 35 seconds, and the clock starts moving again, and Robertson really, if he wants to, can run one play, and then that will be the end of the half.
Doug Snow and Skyview and Robertson, their time. Probably just going to, well, they could air it out, but I'd be surprised.
Let's see. They ran again, they moved too early. The whole line got up about the half count before the center snapped the ball to Robertson.
But he had run a play action type of emotion on that play, so Skyview was looking to do a play action pass, maybe try to cross up the Logan defense, who's expecting a conservative play. Defense is going to have to be awake. Still with 16 seconds to go. Skyview could come up with something long, so you have to be honest here and play good defense.
Perry's got to realize that Doug Snow's maybe going to try to run the Ben Lomond special against him.
Yeah, well,
he's seen it forever.
Doug was saying a lot of their plays are exactly the same, but he's just changed what they're called.
And that ends the first half right there. They don't even have to run a play. So we saw a first half where Skyview moved it around, and Logan also got some big plays, but there's nothing on the scoreboard. Nothing. And we'll be back to Crimson Field right after we take this timeout.
Lynn's Audio and Video has been taking care of Cache Valley's home and automotive electronic needs for 35 years now. And they're ready to treat you to a sales event like no other. Take advantage of store-wide savings in every department. Lynn's will be giving away a prize every day for 35 days to celebrate this, the biggest sales event ever. Sign up to win an Alpine car stereo, a Yamaha receiver, an Onkyo CD player, and many, many more prizes. We repeat, Everything is marked down. Hurry into Lynn's Audio and Video during our 35-year anniversary sale going on now.
Fly Delta to the West Coast now for only $59 each way for a limited time with Morris Travel. At Morris, you can book your flight with only 14 days advance notice to Los Angeles, Ontario, Orange County, Oakland, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, San Diego, Boise, Sacramento, Spokane, and San Jose. Call our office today. Morris Travel in Logan.
It's gotten so big. It's time to give it away.
Deseret Industries prepares 30 tons of donated clothes each day for shipments to relief organizations worldwide.
Africa, Eastern Europe, the Caribbean, South America.
Or can we sustain that level of contributions?
All the usable clothes we need are sitting surplus in people's closets.
Folks will contribute. They just need a reason.
Al Lewis, Mike Hansen back on the Valley Channel and on KBNU with this Skyview Logan game, 31st time they have met, and we have nothing on the board to prove that much in the first half. Both teams really, numbers-wise, are going to end up pretty close, I think, in the first half. Let's recap what happened. Logan got the ball first, did pick up 2 first downs on a couple of nice Mike Anderson runs early. Then finally their drive bogged down. They threw one pass. It was incomplete. They had to punt the ball on 4th down, and Dunn punted it back inside the 5-yard line. Shane Larson made a 9-yard run back of that punt. Skyview started from the 3rd line. And eventually they went 12 plays on that drive. Most of it, as I recall, was some short passing in that drive. They didn't really start using a lot of Phil Mahala running. A couple of times they did. But finally, Sampson made a nice play on the 4th down and stopped the draw play, and Logan took over at the 27-yard line. And boy, Logan was moving the ball the next time they had it. They had 3 straight plays picking up first downs, and Mike Anderson had run the ball inside the 10-yard line and fumbled it down the sidelines. It looked like maybe it was stripped away or just he was fighting for a little extra yardage, recovered by Mark Jensen. And that was really about the best scoring chance of the first half.
That's probably, if you looked at that play, probably the biggest play for the Grizzlies and the Bobcats of the first half, where Logan made the biggest threat of both teams, I think, to score in that situation. Anderson had the big run and then fumbled it on the way down on the tackle. So Skyview's defense doing a good job. Logan's defense adjusting to the no-huddle of Skyview, and it's just a defensive struggle in the mud right now.
And then Mark Jensen recovered. Skyview started at the 6-yard line. They ran 13 plays this time, and finally on 4th down, Stokes tried a 41-yard field goal. It was down. It was at the crossbar, upright, but it was short. So he missed that. Then Logan had to punt, and then Skyview again had a good penetration. Got to Logan 26. Robertson fell down on the 3rd down play, and then on 4th down, Peacock came through and made a nice grab of the leg and knocked down Robertson right as he was throwing. The pass went incomplete, and then Logan got the ball out to midfield at the end of the half, but that's the way it ended up. So at the end of the first half of play, Logan has 110 yards rushing and 14 passing. Skyview has 60 yards rushing and 106 yards passing. So like we said, the numbers are pretty even, but there's nothing on the scoreboard. We'll be back with the second half on the Valley Channel after this timeout, and on KBNU, we're going to come back with a feature about head coach Perry Christensen and his former player, now the head coach at Skyview, Doug Snow, and we'll be back with that after.
Give us some individually looking at some of the statistics. Robertson is 6 of 10 passing the ball.
106 yards.
106 yards. Leading receiver is Phillip Hall with 3 receptions for 65 yards. He's also the leading rusher with 12 carries for 48 yards. Stokes has 7 carries for 11. Robertson 2 carries for 1 yard. On the Logan side of the football, Johnson is 1 for 5 throwing the football.
14 yards.
For 14 yards. Anderson, the leading rusher, he has 106 yards rushing on 10 carries. Guerrero has 3 yards rushing on 2 carries, and Thornley 1 for no yardage, and Arash Malik 1 carry for 1 yard. So those are the individual statistics for the first half.
All right. Nothing on the scoreboard as we go to the second half of football here at Crimson Field. And again, the winner here moves into a tie with Mountain Crest for the region lead. The kickoff is Aaron Morrison, and it's high, it's not deep. Coming up to get it, and again, he almost looked like he was going to run some kind of reverse. Logan gets down quickly and tackles the man bringing it up the field. And again, I didn't pick up the number very well because it was muddy. It's somebody who's in on the offensive. Andrade was downfield. That looked like it was Moore, one of the tackles who made the return. Yeah, Moore, the tackle, brought it back to the 28-yard line. So he had about a 6-yard return of that kickoff.
Doug Snow will probably come out again with the no huddle. It was very successful in the first half. Skyview just kept the Logan defense kind of on their heels, and they were really good between the 30s, but after that they seemed to bog down offensively.
All right, it's Philamahala in the I formation. Stokes behind him. It's Stokes who gets a high pitch, sweep to the left side, and Logan tripped him up pretty fast. It was Jason McLeod coming over to make the play. The Logan linebacker. Short gain on the play for Stokes. He's got it up to about the 29, a 1-yard run. It's second down and 9 yards to go.
Stokes did a good job of bringing that pitch down. It was really high over his right shoulder, and he got his right hand up to pull it down. Good job by McLeod to fill that right hole, as Stokes had a pretty good head of steam heading into the line of scrimmage, but McLeod stopped him right in his tracks.
You know, you have to admire, like Anderson and Stokes, some of these guys, the way they've run, because they have to get that head of steam, because you can't get going from get-go. Here's Robertson being sacked. He had a lot of time to throw, and then Aaron Brackett fires through and gets him. Big loss. It'll be third down.
Skyview is going to huddle up for this third down play, as Coach Snow is going to try to get something to get this long yard, about a 3rd and 16 situation.
Looks like the sack was back to the 23, so you're, 22. You're exactly right, Mike. It'll be third down and 16 yards to go.
Bracken had a little bit of a lower back problem during the halftime. He was stretching and trying to loosen up his back. He was in on a lot of plays there at nose guard, and he just did a good job that time getting to Robertson.
All right, here's the third down and 16 play for Skyview. Here's Robertson, straight drop back, run the draw play to Philamahala, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and finally Logan tackles him near the original line of scrimmage. It gets a little scary on draw plays this season. Mark James and also Mark Thornley made the tackle, and the run by Philamahala will get it back up near to where the whole series started at the 28. So that's a 6-yard run. It'll be fourth down. Skyview's now 3 for 7 on third downs. And for the first time tonight, we will see the punter, Ryan Robertson. Logan has one extra guy on the field. He's now running off Peacock. Thornley is back at about his own 35. Robertson drills a low one. It bounces in front of Mark. Mark's got it on a pop at the 38-yard line. Thornley breaks a tackle middle of the field. He's into that diamond dust into the middle of the field, and he's down near about the 50-yard line. He was actually tripped up by Chris Griffin, and finally the tackle was made by Steve Jasper. They're going to mark it at the 49-yard line, so that's a 10-yard run back by Thornley. Logan gets very good field position.
Logan's best starting position tonight, as Johnson, the quarterback for Logan, brings in. Again, he was only 1 for 5 in the first half. Perry is going to need to open up that passing game a little bit. That'll open up the running game for Anderson.
Well, of course, Anderson ran the ball real well in the first half, too. Wide receiver left and right, Larson left and Thompson to the right. Here's a handoff to, actually, you know, that time Anderson lined up almost like he was the fullback instead of the tailback. He got the give when it looked like Guerrero was going to get a pitch, and a quick tackle was made by Skyview's Ward. Ward in on the stop, and the run is really no gain. Ball still at the 49.
All the motion for the offense for Skyview and Logan in the middle of the field where the ball is. There's absolutely no traction there where that diamond dust is and the mud. There's just nowhere to go. So the plays need to be designed for straight upfield types of offensive plays. Maybe a little bit off tackle, but you don't want to be making very many cuts right in the middle of the field.
Offset eye, second down, still 10 at the 49. Here's a pitch by Anderson to this side, to Anderson this side of the field. Gets a couple of blocks, and a couple of Skyview defenders react pretty well. Anderson's got some positive yardage, though. He's got 5 or 6 at least. The tackle made by Bagley. That's Jared Bagley, 6'1", 180-pound senior. And the run is 6 yards down to the Skyview 45-yard line. Third down and 4. Logan in the first half was 1 for 3 on third downs. Logan, incidentally, had 7 first downs in the first half. Skyview had 9.
Coming into the ball game, Logan's third down percentage was about 30%. Opponents were getting about 21% on Logan's defense on third down.
Larson left, Thompson right. Logan needs about 4.5 yards. I formation, Guerrero ahead of Anderson near side hash mark. Going towards the north. It's Anderson up through the middle, ran into a blocker, and then it was Larson who made a nice play. Or Jensen, I'm sorry. Jensen, the guy who recovered the fumble earlier. Mark Jensen with a nice stop. It looked like maybe Anderson was going to be able to get it. It'll be fourth down, and Logan does not have the first down.
I think Anderson just ran right into the back of Tony Guerrero, who's trying to lead block on that play. Good job by the Skyview linebackers to fill the gaps and not let Anderson get that first down.
They mark it to about the 40. Now we have a timeout for maybe a measurement here. Is that what they're going to do? Doesn't even look like it's close. And do we have a timeout called?
It looks
No,
like
I think they're trying to figure out if it's close enough to measure or whatever. It is 4th down, obviously. Okay, the run, we'll give it down to the 43, so it's 4th down and 2, so that's a 2-yard run by Anderson. Clock runs, 7:12 left, 3rd quarter. It's our cellular broadcast. Remember, the new cell site for U.S. West Cellular at the north end of the valley, now covering Cove, Lewiston, Richmond, Smithfield, Preston, even better. That's U.S. West Cellular Service, and Rocky Mountain Cellular can tell you all about it. And Logan goes for it, 4th and 2. Tight end Hansen on the back. Skyview digging into the line. They probably are going to see a run. Here's a handoff to Guerrero. I don't know. Depends on where the placement is. He got a pretty good move on the left side of the line, and he's got enough for the 1st down. In on the tackle was Rowe, but not quite fast enough. A 1st down run. It's going to be just barely to the 40. A 3-yard run by Guerrero, and Logan picks it up on 4th down.
Credit Peacock and also Sampson on that left side, and Ryan Mang doing a good job up front to open the hole.
Logan's offensive front is Sampson and Peacock, Mang, Beathers, and Holmes. They use a lot of White and Dersh as well to try to spell those guys. Here's a pitch to Anderson, short side of the field. Cradling the ball with blockers. Down the sideline, he finally just ran. Oh, he kept it on the sideline, down the sideline. He goes and scores. Touchdown. He never went out of bounds. I thought he had run out of territory, but he never did. He kept going north, and he scores. 40-yard touchdown.
Well, that was the play previous in the first half where he had fumbled on the way down about the 10-yard line. That time he just ran over 2 Skyview defenders at about the 30-yard line of Skyview. Just kept the legs turning, and I think Skyview let up expecting him to step out of bounds, and then all of a sudden he put on the burst of speed, getting about the 20, and Skyview didn't touch him until he got to the end zone.
He was actually on the part of the field where you might be able to get some traction because there's still some grass left there on the sidelines. Logan taking a long time here. Better hurry. I don't know why. Now they finally got it. The official finally made it ready for play. I don't know why they took so long to get that one set. Morrison to try the point after. On the year, he has kicked 12 out of 13. Dunn is the holder for him, kicking to the north goalpost. High snap, but he gets it down. The kick by Morrison is good. Timeout with 6:21 to go in the 3rd quarter. And finally, somebody's on the board. It's Logan 7, Skyview nothing.
The road less traveled on a 1993 Polaris ATV from Northern Power Sports. With 2, 4, and even 6-wheel drive, you head where you want. The Polaris all-terrain vehicles get you there with automatic transmission and single-lever hydraulic disc braking. Made in the USA, the choice for 93 is Polaris and Northern Power Sports. Warning, ATVs can be hazardous to operate. Adult machines only, must be 18. For training, call 1-800-POLARIS or see Northern Power Sports in Logan.
At Don's Auto Body, we guarantee you satisfaction with all our work. We guarantee our work because we have the best men and equipment to do your job right. Our frame straightening equipment is the best in the valley. If you need a paint job, we have over 25 years of experience to do the job right. For your convenience, we also offer free loaner cards. Don's Auto Body, you get quality with style.
Drive was 5 plays, 51 yards for the first score of the game. And Mike, how many yards does Anderson have?
Anderson has carried the ball 14 times for 154 yards tonight.
Averaging more than 10 yards a carry, and that was a 40-yard run. His long on the year, incidentally, coming in was 36 against Layton. So that 40-yarder is the longest one he has had. Well, no, he had 36 earlier in the first half when he fumbled. Here's Morrison to kick off. Drives it down the field. Stokes waits it, bounce up. Still hasn't picked it up. Finally does at the 8-yard line. Slip a tackle, slip another tackle, and finally he's dropped by Nate Dunn. And Stokes gets it up back up to about the 20-yard line. So that was a 12-yard run back by Stokes. He did a pretty good job because it took him a long time to finally grab the handle.
Sometimes that works to a returner's advantage because the defense gets so far down the field. He put one move, there's not anybody left behind him. So he did a pretty good job to get what he got out of that out to the 20-yard line.
Okay. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by a game sponsor, Lynn's Audio and Video, still having their 35th birthday celebration. They had cake today. Well, they're open till 9 tonight, so you can hurry and get out there, maybe still get a piece of cake. Trips receivers to the left side. Philamahala is the only running back. First down, Bobcats at about their own 20, and it is Philamahala who gets the call, and I'll tell you, he's a tough runner. Carries it on the left side. He's carrying McLeod and James. That means he got by the line. And Chris Philamahala gets a nice solid 5-yard run on first down.
Philamahala also has carried the ball 14 times. He has 59 yards so far tonight.
Again, he's had some really good games this year.
Where he's hurt Logan, I think tonight, has been on the receiving end. He's got 65 yards on 3 receptions. He comes out of the backfield so well, and Logan's linebackers haven't been able to keep up with him.
2nd and 5 Cats. Now it's Logan 7-0. Receivers left and right getting real cold here. Must be clearing off. I can start to see everybody's breath who's out on the field. 3 receivers to the left. They hand it off again to Philamahala, churning into the mud, and he's got another yard, maybe. Aaron Bracken and Rick Sampson make the play. It's about a yard on that run. 3rd down and 4. 4:44 to left, 3rd quarter. Logan's just scored on a 40-yard run by Mike Anderson. He's just kind of been a time bomb tonight, ticking and waiting to explode, and finally did.
Well, we've seen it all year where he's had the potential with the big games and played very well. He's gone out of a couple of games with some hyperventilation and some other problems, but tonight he's doing a very good job.
Play action fake to Philamahala. Here's Robertson to throw, and it's over the head of him, incomplete. That time Logan had defenders around him. Guerrero and Sedgwick made Chris Philamahala pay, and now coming up 4th down.
Well, that's the play that we had mentioned earlier where Philamahala comes out of the backfield, and Logan really, though if the pass is there, that's a big gain in a first down. Logan really didn't have that very well defended. They put the hit on after the ball was overthrown.
Sedgwick was a little high, wasn't it?
Sedgwick came up and did a good job there after the ball was overthrown, but they got to cover him a little bit better out of that backfield, putting the linebacker or the safety on it.
Key series right there for Logan's defense, though, to stop. And there was movement by the line of Skyview after a Logan player flinched. The Skyview lineman moved, and I think that's going to be the penalty on Skyview, 5 yards before it starts. Logan's still without a penalty tonight, and everybody in the press box is knocking on the wood.
Sure? But this is the Grizzlies, isn't
yes,
it?
It is. A team that has had 59 penalties in 7 ball games. If you do some quick math, you're getting up close to about 9 a game. And they had 12 last week against Mountain Crest. 4th down now after the penalty mark off and about 8 yards or 9 yards to go. Now Robertson to punt, snaps back to him, no pressure. He kind of slipped as he kicked it. Thornley's going to get it at the 46. Thornley waits to come to this outside. Split between a Skyview tackler. Stay on his feet, get to the 50, get to the Skyview 49-yard line. That was a tough 4-yard punt return by Thornley. After the punt, that went 27 yards by Robertson. So Logan again with excellent field position. They had it last time at the Skyview, at the Logan 49. Now this time they'll start at the Skyview 49. 4:05 left, 3rd quarter, clock running. Logan leading 7-0. Peacock White is in there now at left guard to give Sampson a breather. Larson out to the right side. Ryan Thompson goes in motion back to the far side. Here's a pitch back to Anderson, and flag on the play as here comes Mike Anderson. He fumbled the ball, and Skyview's got it. They'll decline the penalty and take the ball. He fumbled it right into the arms of that Travis Spreet. And we're assuming it's Travis Spreet because we don't have a 61 on our roster, but we were told he was going to play. Illegal procedure will be declined, I'm sure, and Skyview will take the ball. So Anderson will get another big gain, but his second big fumble of the night in scoring territory, at least getting down close to it. They decline, and Skyview will get the ball on the penalty. And in fact, he just fumbled it right into Spreet's arm.
Spreet was just trailing the play, coming up to help and assist on the tackle. And that time, the first fumble by Anderson was just caused by whether the ball being wet or the jersey being muddy. And the second time, it was a good hit by the Skyview defender that caused that fumble.
So Skyview gets the ball back at their own 35 after a 14-yard run. Here's a handoff to Stokes, the little guy. Or is it, no, I think it's Philamahala. They had 2 running backs. I'm seeing, is it a taller guy or a shorter guy? Because Stokes is a little shorter, Philamahala is a little bigger, and they've got mud all over him. I think it was Philamahala who got the handoff.
Yeah.
And Philamahala gains for a first down quickly out to the 49-yard line. So he takes back the 14 that Anderson gained.
Pretty good misdirection as the fake handoff goes to the fullback, and then Philamahala breaks over the left guard after the first fake handoff into the line of scrimmage, and Logan's defense not prepared for that. The offensive line for Skyview making the big hole on the left side.
So now Skyview's moving near midfield, and that's what they needed because that last series they went right out after 4 downs. Coming in motion, trying to this side of the field is Sundstrom. Fake handoff, bootleg out to the left side by Robertson. He dumps it off, and it was dropped. Philamahala may have had a shot. McLeod and Bunch were around it. It's incomplete. Skyview on 2nd and 10.
That's just a little planned rollout, kind of a half rollout by Robinson going out to his left. Of course, being left-handed, that's to his advantage. And he actually had some room to run had he tucked the ball away and tried to scramble. He does like to scramble, but he's choosing to throw the ball to Philamahala because he's done such a good job out of the backfield. Philamahalla's hands very muddy on the previous play. Of course, he landed right in that diamond dust or whatever they call that in the middle of the field. And a little bit hard to hang on to the football.
Best Western Weston Inn's one of our game sponsors, the Mountain West Finest Accommodations. Here's Philamahala straight arming a man as he comes across the line, and he's got near enough for a first down. Great run. Well, that was power all the way. Just shy of a first down. Going to mark it down at the Logan 43-yard line, it looks like. They need 2 yards. 8-yard run. 3rd down. 2.
That was Guerrero and McLeod who had come up the field on that play, and Philamahala ran over both of them and almost got the first down.
8-yard run by Philamahala, 3rd and a short 2. Down to 2:15 left in the 3rd quarter. The game's moved fast because they haven't had many passes. Now they go to the full house backfield. I believe Bright is the other running back, and he's got a bright white uniform compared to everybody else, and he comes in motion. Here's Philamahala, first down on the left side. In fact, he's across the 40, or near to it. I see Beathers is blocked out on the play down low below us here. It was Bracken who made the tackle, and they mark it right at the 40-yard line. 3-yard run by Philamahala, 1st and 10 Skyview.
Well, it's going to be Robertson to Philamahala, either throwing the ball or just handing the ball off. It looks like here so far is they realize that those two need to have a big second half, and they're getting them definitely involved in this game. Philamahala, 84 yards now and 17 carries.
Minute 45 left in the 3rd quarter. Here's the straight T and 2 tight ends. First down at the 40. Here's a handoff to Bright, trying to sweep to this side. He scored a touchdown against Logan late in the game last year. Kind of gets tripped up as he goes forward. Sedgwick stopped him from going any further, but Danny Bright, on his first carry of the night, gains up 3 yards where they mark it. Coming up the 6th play of the drive, 2nd and 7.
Just line up in a straight T formation behind the quarterback Robertson. Bright on the far left of that T is a capital T, I guess you could look at it. And Bright hasn't really been in the mud so far tonight. He gets the ball and he has 2 lead blockers with the other 2 running backs in front of him. Got a pretty good game.
Double tight ends, and Erickson the only receiver now in an I formation. Here's Robertson back, standing in the pocket, waiting, unsacked. 3rd time tonight. Peacock and Sampson get him for a loss back at about the 40 or 41-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 41, a loss of 4 yards. Tonight, the Jazz get their season started. We'll have a game at 11:20 on KVNU tonight from Hawaii when they play the Lakers in their first preseason game.
For the Jazz, of course, with some problems with some health and also some contract disputes. And hopefully they'll be able to get all that settled and ironed out before the regular season starts. That's where it all counts. His exhibition's nice for the substitutes. You've got to get the starters back.
Slot left and a wide receiver right. 3rd and 11. Ball near side hash. Here's Robertson back. Looking, left, pumping. Now he throws, and it's knocked down, incomplete. And that was Jason McLeod. Did I hear a whistle when the ball was in the air?
I think there's a whistle down here in the crowd.
Okay. I thought maybe the official was blowing the thing dead as he was trying to pass. 4th down. Let's see. Skyview now has converted on 4 of 10 3rd downs tonight. As they miss on that one, they have 4th and 11, and it would appear that they will try to punt Logan back into bad field position. Thornley deploys to about his own 10. In fact, he's inside the 10. Robertson has punted tonight twice for an average of 30 yards. If he kicks a 30-yarder here, Logan could be around the 10-yard line. They short snap it, and here comes the run, and it is a first down, I think, or it's very close to it. Logan's sideline is applauding like they've stopped him.
Well, Logan had 2 or 3 chances right at the line of scrimmage to stop that play, but I'm not sure who got the football.
Yep, they're going to measure. It was snapped to a guy short. It might have been Stokes. I'm going to say Stokes was the ball carrier. Yeah, there he is right there, 22. They're going to measure, but I think Logan's feeling here is that they stopped him, although the defense is still on the field, although the Skyview offense is kind of, or the punt team is kind of halfway towards the Skyview bench.
Well, there's no hash marks. There's no yard lines to really gauge where you're at on the field other than the orange markers on the far side.
And that was the end of the third quarter, that play was too, Mike. So perhaps we're going to have the fourth quarter anyhow. They're going to have to bring the chains from the far side. And again, the run is either a 9-yard run, or I'm sorry, a 10-yard run or an 11-yard first down run. Because it's right at about where they needed to be, although you're not seeing a lot of jubilation from the Skyview sideline. It seems to be more on the Logan side right now. But again, everybody's kind of straining to look at this stretch of the chains. And again, the way things are placed tonight on this field, yep, they've stopped them. So that's the end of the third quarter play. Logan leads 7-0, and we'll be back for the fourth quarter right after this timeout.
We all have an investment in our community. At Cache Valley Bank, we believe that our most valuable resource is you. You are the families, the individuals, the business owners, the employees, the friends that make our valley a great place to live.
Cache Valley Bank, our business is you.
For the past 5 years, Cache Valley Bank has helped provide more funds to local businesses than any other bank in Cache Valley. Business is growth. Business is jobs. Business is families. At Cache Valley Bank, our business is you.
Quarter the first scoring of the ball game, and now Logan's defense makes a stand. Skyview tonight, Mike, is 0 for 3 now on fourth down.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, they're very strong in between the 30s. They seem to be moving the ball almost at will, and then they get down, beginning to threaten and get in the 4-down territory, and then Logan's defense just rises to the occasion and stops them on fourth down, and you've seen that a few times tonight already, and Skyview's offense doing a very good job. I've been impressed. To be honest, I think they have a little bit more firepower, a little bit more quickness than we saw last week from the Mountain Crest Mustangs. Now, again, you might attribute that to some of the rain, but that was taking place last week. But I'm impressed with the way Doug Snow and the offensive Skyview has come out with some originality. They're crossing up Perry and Stu Howell and keeping the Logan defense honest and doing some very good things out there.
Still, Mike Anderson has been tough if he'll just hang on to the ball tonight. Logan has it back on the field. Here's Anderson again on the right side, and he's got another pretty... Look at, he's got 2 arms around the football as he carries it for about 5 yards. He's tackled by Rowe for Skyview, and he got 4 yards on that run to the 36-yard line. He got 4 yards on the play. I was just looking back in the records, Mike. During the years, there have been 2 7-0 games involving Logan and Skyview. One was in 1981. Skyview won at 7-0. 1977, Skyview won at 7-0. Logan leading here, 7-0. Still a long way to go. Slot to the left, and now Hanson, the tight end, comes in 2nd and 6, and a rollout right by Jared Johnson. He stumbles, keeps his footing, throws, intercepted. Skyview, they got the ball right back. I think it's Mitchell who made the interception. Let's wait just for a moment and find out for sure. Nope, Sundstrom. It was Sundstrom who made the interception. So Danny Sundstrom intercepts for Skyview at the 44-yard line of Logan, and they get the ball right back. Third turnover.
Excuse me, Al Johnson seemed to let up a little bit after he had slipped. I don't know if he thought, well, maybe I touched a knee or something, but then he went ahead and threw the ball anyway. Not a lot on it, right to Sundstrom's arms, and Logan again with another turnover. That's 3 tonight.
Grizzlies now have to play D again, and here's a dump inside to Philamahala. Not much there. Nice stop by Aaron Brackett. Like a big wall along with James filling the gap and Peacock. I'll tell you, when you run into Brackett and Peacock, you run into 2 pretty big guys. And the run by Philamahala, really no gain on the play. Ball still at the 44-yard line. 2nd down, 10.
Well, Peacock goes 275 and Brackett goes 230, so there's quite a lot there between those 2 defensive linemen for the Grizzlies.
Our action tonight is brought to you by the Bridgerland Applied Technology Center. Again, get ready for the 90s and beyond with their job training programs at the Bridgerland Applied Technology Center. Erickson is right. Griffin is left. Philamahala is acting like he doesn't know what the play is. He comes out to be a wing on this left side.
I guess I'll just block, he says, because probably going to pass it here.
Here's a fake. Here's a rollout. And Robertson spins around. He might have gone across the line as he throws, and it's caught. No, I guess he didn't. It's a completed pass. It's close to being across the line, but it's caught downfield. Griffin made the catch. Skyview's got a first down. Nice play by Robertson and Griffin, and Logan missed a chance at a tackle there. They take it down to the 31-yard line. It looks like that's a 13-yard pass play, first down.
Again, Robertson really creating things as he goes on the planned rollouts, and he did a good job to evade one of the Logan rushers. I don't know if it was Danny Holmes or another one of the Logan defenders, but he just couldn't haul him down, and Robertson knows where the ball was at the line of scrimmage and throws just short of that.
There's a handoff to Philamahala on the right tackle spot. Philamahala gets a little bit of ground over there. He's down near the 25-yard line. So Skyview moving towards the north. Bracken made the tackle. And the ball is almost to the 25. We'll mark it at the 26. 4-yard run, 2nd and 6 coming up. We have 9:27 to go in this game. And again, Logan leading 7-0, but Skyview threatening. This has been kind of the territory where they've started to bog down before. We'll see what happens here. They go to double tight ends, one wide receiver in an I formation. Under center, Robertson, long count, hands off to Stokes. Stokes trying to pick his hole, and he got maybe a yard, and that's about it. Danny Holmes is the first one up. He made the first initial contact for the Skyview blockers, and then McLeod gets up out of it. 1-yard run for Stokes. 3rd down and 5 for Skyview. Big play coming up.
You know, Robertson's had a pretty productive night throwing the ball. He's 7 for 14 so far tonight. And
120 yards.
120 yards and doing a pretty good job. The offensive line, again, doing a good job of keeping the rush out. Logan really hasn't come with any real hard blitzes tonight as they're really concentrating on stopping the run.
Here's the tee, the bootleg, roll out to the left side by Robertson. Nobody to throw to, and he runs, and he picked up a little bit of yardage. Bunch and Holmes make the tackle, but Skyview will have a 4th down decision, I think, to make here. Yep, it'll be 4th down and about 3, it looks like. So that's a 2-yard run. No, now they move it down closer. It's a run of 3 yards. It's 4th and 2.
And
they're going to go for it, obviously.
They're going to go for it here in 4th down or 4-down territory. They came out with the T formation and faked the handoff from what they had run in the 3rd quarter for a pretty good gain, and now the officials again moving the football.
Having a tough time tonight keeping track of where it is on the field.
And Robertson trying to get to the sideline where the footing's just a little bit better.
Now Doug Snow wants a timeout, but they don't see it over on the far side. He runs the play, he fakes, bootleg, roll out to the right, he throws, and it's caught by Griffin or Erickson. One of the 2 receivers made the catch, and Thornley hit him hard. They wanted the timeout, and they didn't even get it, and they still get the first down. It was Griffin who made the catch.
Now Skyview's offense doing a lot better job now that they're in what they call the red zone or inside the 20. They're doing a lot better job with their offense. Logan's defense been on the field a lot in the last probably 5 or 6 minutes of this ball game because of the turnovers.
7-yard pass completion for the first down. Ball at the 15-yard line. Skyview with a new set of downs, converting their first 4th down of the night right there. In motion comes Erickson. Robertson with an I formation, sprints back. Now he wants to look back to the right. He throws over there. It's caught, and immediately the Grizzlies respond and make a great play. It was Thornley who saw the play coming, the pass to the outside, and I'm trying to see who the receiver was over there. He's walking off the field now. It was Olson, the backup tight end. Olson made the catch. He did fight his way back to about the original line of scrimmage, but it looked like it could have been even more. Now they move it back about a half yard. We'll say a pass completion for a loss of a yard to the 16-yard line. So they complete a pass and lose a yard. 2nd down and 11. Now it's Erickson and Griffin, I think, as the receivers. And now here's a flag.
I think one of the Bobcats on the right side of the offensive line moved into the neutral zone. At least that's what the Logan Grizzlies are saying here. They're still talking about it.
No, they're still talking to Skyview. It's no flag. It was the, you know who it was? It was the tight end, I think. And again, he's trying to get a little help from the outside guy as to maybe where the line of scrimmage is, or one of those receivers, those people on the ends. And I think they decided there was just no penalty there. Clock runs. 7 minutes to go in the game. Skyview's at the 16-yard line of Logan. Skyview trailing 7-0 and trying to tie this football game, or maybe take the lead with a 2-point play. I formation. I think Bright is now the tailback. He goes in motion to the far side. Robertson has Philamahala left. He gives it to Philamahala on a counter to the right. He's into the secondary. Breaks the tackle. He'll score. Skyview is within one. Philamahala on a counter, a 16-yard run for a score. He's had a big night.
Well, Robertson did a good job of really selling the pitch, and that froze the Logan defense as they thought that Philamahala was going to go out to the outside on a pitch, and then Robertson brings the ball down and hands the ball off right up the middle. A good job by the center and the two guards for Skyview getting upfield and sustaining their blocks. Philamahala breaks a couple tackles at the 5 and in for the Skyview touchdown.
Well, we've seen a fake punt tonight. Now will they go for just 1 or 2? They're lining up still the muddle huddle left. They could still go for 2. They're now going to look like they're going to come back and line up and go for 1, with Stokes, a very good kicker, kicking to the north goalpost. There's the snap, a good one. The kick by Stokes is on the way, and it looks good, and it is, and we have a tie score with 6:38 to play in the ball game. We'll be back right after we take this time out.
Mr. Mack is your headquarters for men's clothing. Mr. Mack is famous for their quality sport coats and suits. There's always plenty of styles to choose from. They have dress pants and casual pants, winter parkas and sweaters. They have all the accessories you need, like ties and belts. They have leather jackets and dress shoes. With all this stuff, when you come to Mr. Mack, something is sure to grab you. Mr. Mack in the Cache Valley Mall.
44-yard drive in 8 plays, and Philamahala went the last 16 on the counter, and then Stokes has just tied it up. Still 6:38 to go in this game. Let me remind you that we're brought to you again on Cellular tonight by Rocky Mountain Cellular, an authorized agent of U.S. West Cellular, and also brought to you tonight by Miller's Northern Utah Glass. All of your glass needs handled at 553 North Main in Logan. Al Lewis, Mike Hansen on KBNU Logan, and again, turnovers really have hurt Logan tonight. They've had 2 times where they have been, in really good field position where they've given up the ball, and then that time they give it up in their end of the field.
Well, Skyview hasn't had any turnovers, and Logan's had 2 fumbles and an interception, and we spoke about how important it is to hang on to the football and to control the ball in this kind of field condition, and Skyview taking advantage of their interception and getting a touchdown out of it, and that's what you need to do to be successful.
Stokes to kick off. Anderson far side and Thornley near side. Stokes is a usually pretty deep kicker. He's got it down the middle of the field, bounces to Anderson. He gets it on a scoop at about the 8-yard line with a big wedge up through the middle. He finally hurdles his way across the 30, and he's close to the 35-yard line where they'll finally mark this thing. Kind of picked it up at about the 7-yard line, and it looks like he's got it up to about, and Mike Anderson has got a cramp, I think, in his leg, or he's hurt his leg. They mark it at the 31-yard line, so that's a run back of 24 yards. But again, an injury to Logan's big ball carrier tonight.
Well, just comparing the 2 ball carriers for Logan and Skyview, Philamahala 104 yards and a touchdown on 20 carries. Anderson 173 yards on 17 carries.
And a touchdown as well. In a sloppy field game, it's 7-7. I'm sure the conditions have had a factor and an impact on what's happened. Tim Treesice, who is the Logan trainer, talking to Mike Anderson out on the field right now.
That would be a big blow for Perry Christensen and the Logan offense if Anderson isn't able to continue in this game.
We could see, I would imagine Arash Malik's in there right now, but we could see some of Mark Thornley at tailback.
And of course, he's a weapon to throw the ball as well, having played quarterback a lot of this year.
And last week, actually, Thornley, we gave 2 pass catches by Guerrero last week. We gave credit to Guerrero, and it was actually Mark Thornley who caught 2 passes last week against Mountain Crest. In the mud, we had a tough time telling a difference.
That doesn't look good.
That's not a cramp.
Well, he took a real shot on the right side as he went airborne to try to get more yardage out of that play off of that kickoff return. He went airborne and took a shot in looks like the knee, and he's going to come out, and he doesn't look like he's going to be back tonight. So Arash Malik's going to have to pick it up, and Mark Thornley going to have to do the job offensively for the Grizzlies now as the big rusher Anderson, again at the 173 yards tonight, is going to be coming out.
Larson left side and right side. Thompson, and now all of a sudden Jared Johnson, the sophomore, gets a little more pressure on him too to try to move the Logan offense maybe a little bit more through the air. Here's a fake. Malik gets it on the left side. Oh, he gets mashed. Malik trying to run on the left side, and he just got smeared by, I still haven't picked it up yet. Let's see, it was Bagley. And now Malik, well, actually, yeah, Malik a little slow to get up, and he's going to have to come out of the game.
And that's his left ankle again, it looks like. And Thornley's going to come in at tailback as Arash Malik has an injured left ankle, and he's not going to come off the field without some help.
He's down. Boy, he really got hit hard by Bagley. Bagley slapping his teammates. I mean, that was a clean hit, nothing dirty at all about it.
No.
He met him right in the hole and buried him. Arash now getting up.
Of course, now the Skyview defense has a lot of emotion on their side. They got the momentum now as their offense has scored.
I think on the play, it looked like he didn't gain anything. And did he get back to the line of scrimmage?
Yes,
he did. Okay, no gain on the play. Ball still at the 31, 2nd and 10. Again, an I formation, and now Mark Thornley is the tailback. The third one Logan's used tonight. Here's Johnson pitching to Thornley. Sweep to this side of the field with Guerrero. Thornley cuts out of field, break a tackle, and Thornley's near a first down. Doug Snow told me that the thing that scared him to death was that they would bring Thornley in at quarterback. Now he's seeing him at tailback, and he runs for a first down. He was tackled by Bagley and by Sundstrom, but not before he runs it out to the 42-yard line for an 11-yard run and a first down.
And one thing different about Thornley, he's not going both ways tonight, so he's going to be a little fresher than he's been in the past, and that's going to give him a little bit more leg strength, a little bit more speed. He made a good cut where there was some grass on this field and was able to take advantage of that to get the first down.
Now Dunn and Larson come out to the right side. First down play for Logan. Offset I with Thornley, the tailback. Here's a pitch to Thornley in the backfield, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. A great upfield pursuit play made by Jake Hall. Hall's had a very fine game at outside linebacker, and he just made another terrific play right there. Tackle for a loss. Thornley is back at the 39. He lost 3 yards on the play. It's 2nd down and 13 with 4:56 to go, a 7-7 ball game.
We could be looking at overtime. Of course, there's a lot that could happen in the last 4 minutes, but of course in high school the overtime is run 4 plays from the 10, each team getting an opportunity, and Prairie Christensen hoping to avoid that with this drive.
Deep in the eye is Thornley now. Here's the pitch to Thornley to this side of the field. Turns the corner. Flag down, though. He's going to go back into the middle of the field, get a first down, but that's going to be the first penalty of the night on the Logan Grizzlies.
It looks like that's going to be on the lead block. It's either going to be on Guerrero or Holmes out there.
One of those two. It's holding on Logan. And that'll nullify a first down run by Thornley. Here's Doug Snow over the other side saying, take it. I don't think there's any choice tonight. Remember last week we saw the sideline saying, take it, and the guy on the field said no, and it really hurt Mountain Crest as it turned out. They go from point of infraction 10 yards in high school football. You mentioned Taco Time. Remember, they're now in Smithfield at that Chevron at the south end of town, along with their Taco Time in Logan. Great food, this good only at Taco Time. It's back to the 27-yard line. That was a 12-yard penalty on Logan. So instead of being now 2nd and 13, it's 2nd down at about 25.
The race is a first down run by Thornley, so now Logan's pinned back, and Skyview defense has a good opportunity to hold them here in the next couple plays and give their offense good field position if they can hold the Grizzlies.
4:15 to go. Johnson, the sophomore quarterback, under center Meng, gets the snap, stumbles, gets the handoff late to Thornley, and he breaks into the clear. He hurdles by one tackler, and he's out to about the 45-yard line. And now the Grizzlies will be back to a 3rd down and about 6. That was a heck of a play because Johnson was going down, slipping in the turf.
He had just turned to make a simple handoff and slipped down, and as he was going down, had the presence of mind to reach up and hand the ball to Thornley. It's a dangerous situation. The ball could come out of there very easily. But Thornley does a good job getting upfield, slipping a couple tackles at about the 35 and getting up to give Logan a pretty good opportunity on the 3rd down play.
It's not converted yet, though. It's 3rd and about 7 at the 45-yard line. He gained 18, but that was not enough for a first down. Under center Ryan Meng is Jared Johnson. Skyview's going to tee off on him here in that muddy area. He comes back, hands it off to Thornley. Thornley runs for the first down, gets hit, breaks away, and he gets into the Skyview secondary, and he's down to about the 42-yard line of Skyview. Finally, he was tackled by, I think that was Ward or Rowe. One of those two made the final hit on him. Stokes was also in on the tackle eventually. They mark it right at about the 40. That's a 15-yard run by Thornley, so 18 and 15 on back-to-back runs.
Thornley now rushing the ball has 41 yards on 5 carries, and they're just running the same play over and over again, just telling the Skyview defense to stop this play or we'll run something different.
2:53 to go, still tied at 7, short side of the field, pitch to Thornley, treads by one tackle opportunity and gets it back near the line of scrimmage, but they wouldn't let him go that time, and that was Moore who wrapped him up and wouldn't let him go. Nice play by Jason Moore.
Something that Perry Christensen might be looking at setting up is the fake pitch and then throwing back left to the weak side of the field to the wide side. Johnson has had an okay night throwing the ball. He's 1 for 6 with 1 interception, so he's really not having that great of a night, I guess, throwing the football.
Just hadn't thrown that much, you can't remember.
So he may be looking at something just to keep this Skyview defense honest. They've run the same play about 4 times in a row now.
Different formation now, though, on 3rd down and 9. Johnson wants Dunn to come in motion, and now timeout is called for by Logan, and they barely get the timeout. We'll be back with 2:03 to go, 7-7 tie, back after this timeout.
The road less traveled on a 1993 Polaris ATV from Northern Power Sports with 2, 4, and even 6-wheel drive. Head where you want. The Polaris all-terrain vehicles get you there with automatic transmission and single-lever hydraulic disc braking. Made in the USA, the choice for 93 is Polaris and Northern Power Sports. Warning, ATVs can be hazardous to operate. Adult machines only, must be 18. For training, call 1-800-POLARIS or see Northern Power Sports in Logan.
At Don's Auto Body, we guarantee you satisfaction with all our work. We guarantee our work because we have the best men and equipment to do your job right. Our frame straightening equipment is the best in the valley. If you need a paint job, we have over 25 years of experience to do the job right. For your convenience, we also offer free loaner cars. Don's Auto Body, you get quality with style.
Load getting off it. 2nd down and 9 play here. Here comes Mark Thompson in motion to this side. Then he stops right behind the line. Here's a fake by Johnson. Johnson looks, throws for Thornley. Oh, and it went right off of a Skyview defender who had fallen down back there. They had 3 defenders around Thornley, though, and the deep guy who almost picked it off for Skyview had to be Mitchell or Erickson, is it? No, it's Wheeler. Wheeler. Again, with the mud on the field, it's tough to tell, but that's Nick Wheeler, a 5'11 junior, had to go off his face mask. 3rd down and 9.
Well, that's the play that we were looking for Perry to go to, is to throw kind of the weak side or to the wide side of the field, and now with a 3rd and 9 situation, an obvious passing down.
They go to slot left and a wide receiver right, and the only running back's Guerrero. And here's Johnson slipping, keeping his footing, rolling out to the left, got open running room, makes a fake, slips a tackle, lowers the head, and does not get the first down. It's down to about 4th and 2 or 3. And he was tackled over there by Wheeler, I think, again. Yeah, Wheeler made the play.
And Dave Peacock looks over to Perry Christensen and says, "We are going for this first down, Perry. Don't you dare pick this ball." And with a 4th and 3 situation.
I'd call it 4th and 2, and we're going to say it's at the 32, so that's a 7-yard run by Johnson. Be 4th down and 2 play. Here we go. 1:19. Again, the clock's starting to be a nemesis to Logan if they want to get in, or to Skyview if they stop him here. I formation. Johnson, hands off. Thornley, I don't know. I don't think he got it.
Didn't look like he did.
It did not look like he got it from here. Again, it'll depend on the placement of the ball. And for Skyview, getting out of the stack was Hall again. Jake Hall. And now Jared Johnson says it's enough. I think Logan got a great spot.
They got a spot there, a little gift there by the officials. It didn't look like Thorne. It looked like Thorne was going to fall about a yard short. And now they're going to measure here.
It'll be Fourth down. Well, that was a fourth down, so it's either going to be 1st and 10 Logan or Skyview will have the ball.
The officials can't decide if they want to measure. I don't know what they're doing. They have not indicated one way or the other what they want to do as far as measuring, or just saying it's. They can't decide. They're just walking to the side of the field to find the mark. So what they've done is on the Logan side of the football field, they've used oil-based paint on each 5-yard line stripe.
First down.
But now they're saying first down Logan. But what they've done is used oil-based paint on the 5-yard stripe.
Now Doug Snow's saying either measure it or how can you give them that kind of placement? But they're going to say 1st and 10, 2-yard run by Thornley for the first down.
Now the clock will run.
You bet.
Minute 4 to go and the clock running. Perry's going to have to get the play off here.
Now Logan's ready to run a play, but Skyview's still protesting on their side of the field. They have not moved the chains yet. I don't think those guys over there dare move the chains yet.
No, they'd get an earful from the Skyview coaches if they did. Of course, they watched the officials. Doug Snow saying, hey, that's that close. I can ask for a measurement in this situation. You have to go out there and measure if I request
it. The official says no. Morris Travel, again, your American Express travel agency locally, is one of our club sponsors. We thank them, and we also thank the Comfort Inn. Again, the name does say it all right here in Logan. Doug Snow with a couple of short words to the referee, and the referee says it's a first down, and we're not going to measure, and that's it.
And, of course, this game could come down to Aaron Morrison. Now, he's hit 46, 41, and 37-yard field goals still so far this year, and it may come down to his leg as Logan is driving down the field now. He may have to win it or send it into overtime.
Clock running, under a minute to go. Johnson under center Mang. He'll pitch to Thornley again. Thornley can pass. Thornley stops in the backfield and goes down. It's a sack. A great play by Skyview. And again, Logan's got to start using some timeouts, and they will right here. And the Skyview guy who made the sack is slow to get up. We have a timeout, and we'll be back. After this timeout, the score 7-7. We're down to the last 40 seconds.
Mr. Mack is your headquarters for men's clothing. Mr. Mack is famous for their quality sport coats and suits. There's always plenty of styles to choose from. They have dress pants and casual pants, winter parkas and sweaters. They have all the accessories you need, like ties and belts. They have leather jackets and dress shoes. With all this stuff, when you come to Mr. Mack, something is sure to grab you. Mr. Mack in the Cache Valley Mall.
Last sack for, I had a tough time. I don't know if it was Spreet. I don't know if it was Bagley or Hall or somebody who made a great grab of the leg of Mark Thornley and wouldn't let him go away. He wanted to throw a halfback pass.
He was looking upfield for Tom. He was down about the 10-yard line for the Grizzlies, and I apologize to the listening audience as I was reading the field goal numbers for Morrison. Actually, he's only made the one from 41 yards. The others were attempts that I was reading there.
He's missed his last 4 tries, but again, Logan's got to get about 20 yards to even have any kind of chance here.
Right.
Second down and 16 yards to go. Slot to the right. Again, we're still looking at overtime right now. Here's Johnson back, getting a little pressure, a little fake throwback. Now he's got a lot of time. Now he makes a move in the mud. Now he throws sidelines for Thompson, who makes the catch, breaks away, and scores the touchdown. What a great scramble by the sophomore, Jared Johnson. He scrambled around in the mud. What a great play and a great catch, and a Skyview defender had an arm stretched out, and Thompson made the catch.
Logan doing a lot of celebrating after that play. They've got to get into the extra point, but give all the credit to Johnson and Thompson. Johnson doing a great job of avoiding the pass rush, as you mentioned, Al. He's slipping and sliding in the mud and doing all he can, and he has the presence of mind to set up and to get the ball upfield on the great pass to Thompson, just high enough over the outstretched arm of the defensive back for Skyview. Thompson, very tall, you know, he runs about 6'3", and he was able to get the hands up to get the touchdown.
Now here's the point after try from Aaron Morrison. Low snap, but the kick is on the way, and it's good. And with 28 seconds to play, Skyview will now have a kickoff coming up, and they've still got some plays in them. But 14-7, what a great catch by Thompson. And I mean, tonight, how many times have we seen the ball hit the receiver's hands and go away on a cold night? And he latched onto it, and then there was nobody with any kind of muddy jersey of either side between him and the goal line once he caught it.
Well, you know, Thompson being 6'3", and boy, we just can't say enough about the effort by Johnson. He had 2 Skyview defenders. A couple of them actually had a paw on him and trying to bring him down, and he's slipping and sliding. And then he did a pretty good job of setting up and stepping into the pass. And Thompson reaches up over the defensive back, and that's great concentration as he's got a hand up right in front. And you're thinking that might get tipped, but he has the concentration on the football to get both hands on it and then turn around, and there was nobody between him and the goal line. And Logan now has a 14-7 lead with 28 seconds to go here in the ball game.
Mike, Jared Johnson tonight, 2 out of 8 for 50 yards. 2 out of 8.
Well, I suppose if you can get the touchdown pass,
wow.
You know, the stats kind of go out the window if you get the possible game winner on a great throw. But really give him credit. That middle of the field is nothing but mud, and I don't know how he maintained his feet and had the composure step up into that throw. But that's really got to be a great morale booster for him, as he'd been struggling all night, and to step into that throw. And Thompson's great catch gets the Grizzlies the touchdown. Now Skyview's going to have to regroup after that big play and try to do something with 28 seconds left.
Skyview will try to keep the ball alive on a kickoff or get out of bounds in a hurry or do something like that and then start to set up a couple of plays. Morrison with a great kick. Goes way back. Stokes takes it at the 3. He's angling back to the far side. He's to the 10. Mike Nielsen had a shot at him. He didn't get him. He's still running, and now in the middle of the field, he took a lot of time off on the clock. And again, the clock will, once they get it set for play, unless Skyview calls a timeout, the clock will run. Now Skyview is going to get 1st and 10 at about the...
The official's saying timeout, Logan?
Oh, Logan's going to call a timeout. I didn't know Logan had a timeout left. I guess they must have. Official says timeout, Logan. So Logan's going to talk about defense. Stu Howell wants to talk to him. The run back by Stokes was 10 yards to the 14-yard line.
He took 10 seconds off the clock. 18 seconds now to go. Skyview, I think, does have other timeouts, don't they, Al?
I think they do. I can't recall them calling a timeout this half. Skyview, is that a second half timeout or a first half? It was a first half, so they don't have a timeout called this half. Logan just completed that last drive. It took him 11 plays and 69 yards. And again, they converted that 4th down on a real questionable.
Yeah,
from
that
here,
was close.
it didn't look like Mark Thornley had maybe run for the 1st down, but the referees took a while and then counted it off.
And then they get the big
Thornley
holding
had
penalty.
2 big runs in there. It was Mark Thornley that set that one up.
It was definitely Mark Thornley doing a great job when Logan was pinned back in their own territory, looking like they might have to even punt the ball away after a holding penalty.
He had an 18 and a 15-yard run during that drive to get him out of a hole. Trips receivers to the left side. Robertson back to throw, obviously. A lot of time. Now Robertson rolls over to the left side. Now he's across the line of scrimmage. He's got to run, and he runs out of bounds with Sedgwick tackling him over there at about the 20-yard line with 8 seconds to go. But he did stop the clock. Good defense down the field by Logan to keep him on the field. The run up to about the 20-yard line was 6 yards by Robertson. It's 2nd down and 4, but 8 seconds left on the clock. Logan has just scored with 28 seconds to go in the game.
And Logan's going to drop back the 2 safeties and the cornerbacks. Thornley's about 20 yards off the ball. The other defensive back's about 15 yards off. They're just going to drop back to the middle of the field, not allow anything deep. They're going to let them catch it in front of them and then hopefully make the stop.
Okay, Robertson back. Blitz! He's sacked! If they don't hurry and call a timeout, the game's over, and it is right there. Hold it. Did he get the timeout in? Yes, I think they did get the timeout in. I think they're going to make him play one more play.
They got to get the crowd off the field.
Yep, they did call the timeout, but the sack is back at about the 11-yard line or 12-yard line is where they're going to put the ball. There will be 1 second. Nope, they're going to say.
There's going to be 1 second.
1 second.
1 second left.
1 second back up on the clock. That was an 8-yard sack on the play by Bracken and by Holmes. You know, Logan only has 2 pass rushers now. There's Sampson coming in to be 3. Now Skyview uses the timeout, and they're going to put 2 seconds on the clock. I don't think there was 2 seconds. There might have been 1, but they put 2 up there. But Logan's going to have to defend one more play unless they commit a penalty.
That was just a great job. I don't know if Logan sent linebackers. I think everybody just kind of dropped.
The line.
I think it was just the defensive line just getting through, and again they're in a little bit better part of the field for more traction, and they just blew past.
They only had 3 down linemen rushing.
They just blew past the offensive line for Skyview. Robertson didn't even have a chance to really set up and look upfield before Bracken and Holmes were right on top of him. Now Doug Snow, whatever trick he's got up his sleeve, again 2 seconds, and in high school anything can happen, but it's a long way to go.
Got to keep the ball alive now, is what Snow's got to tell his team, and somebody's going off the field with him.
Well, they can learn from my Patriots, Al, that won last week on a play.
Keep it alive. Keep lateraling.
That's right.
Keep finding somebody behind you. All right. From the 12-yard line, the last play of the game, in motion comes... Here comes somebody back to get a pitch, fake pitch, and here's Robinson hit as he throws. It's incomplete, and the ball game's over. And Aaron Bracken, fittingly enough, hit Ryan Robertson. What a great touchdown drive by Logan. A classy football game in a muddy conditions, and Danny Holmes is doing cartwheels on the field, folks.
And he was doing them after they scored the touchdown.
14-7 is the final. That was a wild one. We'll come back with our Schaefer House Suite play of the game. I think we'll have a pretty good idea what that play is.
Yep.
And we'll wrap it up for the Valley Channel. We'll continue on KVNU, obviously. A good one tonight. And again, now Logan can play for the Region Championship next week over at Bear River. The final, 14-7. We're back after this timeout.
By the time you're hungry...
Defense even let up as they thought he might be stepping out of bounds because a couple of the Skyview defenders had put some pretty good hits on him, and he just kept heading upfield and keeping the legs going and broke the tackles and went in for the touchdown.
And he had a guy around him around the 10 or 5-yard line and drug him into the end. 7-0 after the point after touchdown by Morrison there after the 40-yard run by Anderson. Then the next time Logan stopped Skyview again, looked like Skyview was in real trouble. But on the first play, Anderson ran 14, 15 yards and fumbled the ball right into the arms of Travis Spreet, and Skyview took over. Eventually, they had a fake punt on their next series on a 4th down. They did not convert that, and again, that was a close one. Remember, they got a close spot there that went against them, and then later on they got a close spot that went against them again for Logan. And Logan took over, but then the second play there, Sundstrom intercepted a pass, and Skyview's in business at the Logan 44-yard line. 8 plays later, after converting on a 4th down and about 2, when they were trying to call a timeout, and they didn't get it, 7-yard pass to Griffin. It was Chris Filamahala who went 16 yards on another great-looking run, and with 6:38 to go in the ball game, the point after by Stokes made it 7-7, and we were looking squarely at overtime, at least right there it looked like, especially when Mike Anderson is hurt on the kickoff return right after that.
Well, there's about 6:38 to go in the fourth quarter when that touchdown was scored, and Logan had a couple penalties on the ensuing drive, and it really didn't look like they were going to do anything to win the ball game on that particular drive, and then they got some great runs by Thornley.
Yeah, they got pushed back after a couple of penalties where it was 2nd and 25, and Thornley ran the first one for 18 and the next one for 15 to get the first down. And then later on, he got that one for 7 yards. They got it down, or was it Johnson who ran it for 7 yards down to the 32? Yep. They went for it on the 4th down, and again, Logan got the good spot. Skyview didn't seem to like that call, and from here, I don't know, it's pretty liberal spot it looked like. So Logan got the first down there, and then they got the 6-yard loss trying to throw the halfback pass on 1st down. But then on 2nd down, it was Jared Johnson, again, avoiding the sack in the mud, moving around a little bit, got to the left, finally threw one down the field, and big Mark Thompson made the catch. And Thompson got it in 36 yards for the touchdown with 28 seconds to go. Morrison added the point after, and then Logan's defense had the hold after that.
Well, of course, the play of the game is that Johnson to Thompson pass. Johnson doing a good job with Skyview defenders around him, and then he, I don't know how he even stepped up in the mud, because he stepped up, he put a lot behind it, and then Thompson goes up over the defender. I'm sure the Skyview defender thought he had the ball. Thompson comes up, he's 6'3", and he's a pretty good leaper, and he leaps over the defensive back and pulls the ball down with both hands and turns around, and there's nothing between him and the touchdown.
He had to run about 10, maybe 12 yards or something for the score, and he had it, and the Grizzlies pull it out in the last minute, 14-7. And again, there's our Schaefer House play of the game, the 36-yard touchdown pass, Jared Johnson to Mark Thompson to win the ball game. But we saw some big plays tonight in a ball game that didn't have a lot of scoring. 14-7 the final. We'd like to thank all those tough guys who hang in there and through the rain and things set up and run the cameras for the Valley Channel, giving you the game of the week. We heard a lot of positive feedbacks of the the games that we've had on, and we appreciate the Valley Channel, Earl Rouse and his entire crew, and you'll probably see their name finish the broadcast, I would imagine. In the meantime, Mike Hansen and me, Al Lewis, will return on the radio here in just a few moments with the rest of our post-game show. And again, next week, Skyview will play Ben Lomond. Logan will play Bear River. Logan has a chance to beat Bear River and get a part, at least, of the region championship, if not win it outright. Mount Crest has Ogden. But again, Bear River's not going to be an easy one to play over there. But we'll have that for you on KVNU next Thursday night. And we'll be back with more of our post-game on the radio. And again, good night to the Valley Channel listeners. Final again, 14-7. Now this time out.